The fire gutted the entire complex, drenching the town in soot and steam and ashy water. Hundreds of folks will be unable to return to work for days, maybe weeks. As you walk through the charred rubble, taking in the evidence and witness statements, one thought keeps battering your brain. You were supposed to stop this. That's the opening setup for the rewrite of my mystery story, The Conflagration. I'm Kendall, it's Wednesday, October 6th, and this is Kendall Writes a Story. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that last month I released a short story called The Conflagration. But you'll also know that after an initial round of feedback, it was clear that I needed to do a lot more work on it. So, armed with new tools on how to create more believable characters and a more gripping story, I started rewriting.
Hey Rob.
During this rewrite, I've opened up the setting, cut characters, and even changed Lou's barbershop quite a bit. You'll find out who Lou is in a minute. Would you like to see how it's going? We start the story by meeting Evan Hall, the youngest ever fire marshal in Daughtry, Arkansas. As the principal fire prevention and investigation officer, Evan is expected to explain to the mayor and town council why their largest employer went up in flames last night. After being at the scene all morning, we meet him when he has 1 hour to get ready for this meeting. He has to make a good impression or else his career and dreams could be permanently derailed. Evan's exhausted from being at the scene of the fire all morning. He has a spare uniform and clean-pressed suit in his office downtown, but his hair is shaggy, a consequence of the stresses of the new job. Encouraged by a colleague, he decides to go see Lou, the town barber, whose shop is conveniently close to City Hall.
You don't trust anybody, that's your problem.
I trust my barber.
Evan wants to be in and out, but what he finds there will change the investigation, Evan's career, and potentially his life. At the end of Act 1, Evan enters the book-stuffed barbershop, and this is a change from before, and meets Lou the barber, who's actively engaged in a philosophical conversation about the 30-year-old movie Jurassic Park. Evan's also distraught to see that there's a waiting line and only one barber, Lou. But Lou offers him a deal. Tell us what happened with the fire, which was still steaming and smoking in the background of the city, and we'll let you jump the line. We'll let you jump right in. Evan's scared of this prospect, because there's something he doesn't want to tell them. Something he doesn't really want to tell himself. He could walk out now and just go to the meeting, but his shaggy appearance will certainly distract the perfectionist mayor from hearing his report, and might discourage faith in him. Could you imagine showing up, talking to the mayor for the first time, and you look disheveled? He's not going to trust you, most likely, especially if he's already a perfectionist. So Evan decides to take the risk and jump in the hot seat. So what do you think so far? Does this sound, to me it sounds a lot more intriguing to the prior version, and I'm curious if it sounds like that to you. And hopefully it offers more focus and specification on what to experience. Are you feeling more tied into Evan and his struggle? It's been a labor of love trying to coax out the really cool story that I know is hidden deep down in there, and so I hope I'm closer to that now. Like everyone, I do get discouraged and anxious when I create something and it doesn't work out, and often my response is to leave it and just move to the next. But I really want to push myself on this one. I really want to go back and try again to get it right. So I want to thank you for your patience and having to listen to this story again. For next steps, I'll work on writing this week and hope to have a final draft to share by the end of next week. So far, it's looking to be about half the length of the prior one, so it should be much more digestible both in writing and in reading. For my remaining works, I'm hoping to get back into nonfiction by publishing an occasional editorial on topics of the day, since this is what encouraged me to get in writing in the first place. One of the topics intriguing me currently is the false choice we seem to have between weakening the filibuster here in the United States Senate and removing it completely. But what if the Senate could actually strengthen it, preserving this unique and powerful tool for minority rights, but without the negative effects we've seen over the past 100 years regarding civil rights legislation and disruption, and lately, legislative functioning in general? So what if we could actually strengthen it into a way that we haven't seen before? So would that be interesting to you? Because I have some ideas. There's a editorial I want to write on that, and if you're interested, then I will write it. Additionally, I've got a few long-form stories I'm toying around with, including a historical fiction about the first fake news episode in American history. For concrete goals, I want to start writing the Conflagration rewrite by close of business this week and start drafting my editorial. I hope everyone has a good week and a great day. All right, bye everybody.
Yo.